Happy Monday. Gaydos came in today, and he looked at me and said, Sheriff Penzone texted me and says, you got to listen to this. Something big's happening. I can't tell you what it is. And we were all speculating, and speculation is over.
Sheriff Paul Penzone will not pursue a third term as the Maricopa County Sheriff. It's breaking news. You just heard Peter Seymour break it. Also, we've got 2 reporters on the scene. It's a big deal. It's a very, very, very big deal. Couple things, because I've known Penzone for a long time, even before he was the sheriff. Here's what I like about him. I know that he's kind of a politician, and he has to do some things politically, right? But at his very heart, he's a law enforcement guy. And that's what he took into the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. You know, an open door policy. You got a problem? You come in and talk to me.
Yeah. He doesn't really like the politics.
No, he doesn't.
You have to pick a side, unfortunately, in this day and age, because you can't just run as an independent or something. Politics is the means to the end.
Right. But, and listen, I think he did a good job. We needed out from under Joe Arpaio. Joe Arpaio did a good job for a while in Arizona. I think that we should acknowledge that. And then he went sour.
He started buying into his own hype.
Yeah, and he cost taxpayers millions of dollars that we're still paying. So I think Paul Penzone certainly was a good Maricopa County Sheriff. Let me just put this in for a second. There are, I know I'm not friends with these people because I don't want to be friends with any politicians, but I knew there was some big wigs who go with the movers and shakers a bit, and they are Republican, and they would one day like to see Penzone become the governor here.
I was going to ask you, do you think this is him stepping away from this to get ready for some sort of political thing? Well, he doesn't want to be political. He's only 56-year-old.
Right.
He's not going to step away. I think he's got too much to give. Do you think this is maybe the opportunity for him to throw his hat into the actual political ring?
It's either I've been through this enough. It is a terribly hard job. There's a ton of, of pressure. Do I want to go and really then be a politician? I can't answer the question because I just don't know. What I do know is this. I mean, listen, the guy's a born leader. He always has been.
He's got a cool head.
Yeah, he's a decision maker,
yeah.
and he's more forthcoming than a lot of other politicians. He doesn't think that politics should play a part in the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. But listen, he's had some problems with the jail. We know that. But at the end of the day, he's a stand-up human being, and that's really all you can ask for in this day and age for people who are running. And it doesn't matter if it's governor or Maricopa County Sheriff. So I think, listen, I don't know who's out there who might want the job. But he was clearly better than Joe Arpaio in every way. And it doesn't mean because he was a Democrat or he had a D in front of his name. He'll be the first to tell you, I really don't care. I don't care what it is.
Most people wouldn't even known what his politics were.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. I mean,
he's not going out there saying, listen, we should let everybody in over the border.
We should let everybody go. Let's never arrest anybody. Let's just turn them free and let them go.
So if you're just joining us, Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Penzone, he is not going to pursue a third term. So when's Arpaio running again? Right? Don't think he won't.
He's thinking about it. Is he already announced?
Arpaio already announced he's running again for the mayor of Fountain Hills, I think it is.
He didn't know this was going to be available.
Oh, yeah. Can he do both? I think he'll probably do both.
I don't think he can do both.
He can't do one.
What's the mayor of Fountain Hills? Is that one of those ones where they pay you like $1 a year, and like 3 years ago, the dog one?
It's basically a country club.
Okay.
It's a country club.
That's like John Fetterman. He was like, I was a mayor. You got $1 a year, and nothing happens.
Well.
So, I have a feeling there's going to be a politics in this.
What do you mean? That
I just think he might
something?
look at something.
Put it this way, he is very well liked by independents, Democrats, and Republicans. That's the thing with him, and you can't really find that in a whole lot of different. You can't find that in anybody.
Decent name recognition too.
Of course, yeah, very good name recognition. But could he, but why do you step down now when's Hobbs' turnover? When is her term over? It just started.
2.5 years, right?
Yeah,
she's still got time. But if he's dropping out of this office in January, that gives him time to run for something next year.
Senate?
No, I don't think he's that guy.
No?
I don't think he wants to do that at all. No, I think it's one of two things. I want to pursue possibly running for governor, and in doing so, I've got to get to work on that. I got to start raising money, or this job is really hard. And I've done it for a while. And I think I've helped fix the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. And I've got to step down because you know what? I got kids. I got a wife.
Is he getting headhunted from another state? A big city come in, like a Boston or New York comes in and says, hey.
I don't think so. He's an Arizona guy. Maybe, but I would say probably not.
I think it's politics. I think at some point in time, you've got to decide, okay, I've done this. I don't need to do a third term. I've done everything I can here. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to stay in this world, then politics is the next step out of the.
Or he's done.
Or potentially he's done. Maybe he wants to do something else.
So I was hosting a fundraiser for this past year for ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and I've done it for 15 years. The ALS Association of Arizona, and so he was there, and I got to tell you, it's got to be tough to live like that because he was sitting at a table away from me, but I saw his detail.
Yeah, he comes here, there's a detail.
He has to.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that want to kill him. And so, do you want to live like that? How long do you want to live like that? Here's just an example. Going out to dinner with your wife, it's not easy.
No.
It's not normal. It's not normal. You have a detail 24/7. Your phone is on 24/7. You get phone calls in the middle of the night, Sheriff, what should we do?
And your phone is on. Our phones are on, but they're silent.
Of course. That's the difference.
Their phones are actually on.
On and ready to wake them up. There's no doubt. So do you want to continue to do that? Did he look in the future? Did Paul Penzone look in the future and say, do I want to do this for third term? Because I'll tell you, his reason for doing this was he's a law enforcement guy, didn't like the politics, and wanted to turn the office around. The other one is we've got to get rid of Joe Arpaio, and he succeeded in doing that. And for that, we should thank him. Again, I'll give Joe Arpaio credit for the early years because we should.
But he lost the plot after a while.
He lost
he started to believe his own hype.
All right, the breaking news is that Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Penzone, he will not pursue a third term. So we'll get more information on this, and we'll see if we can get the sheriff on the air. Very interesting story. Yeah, they were teasing this was going to be a big one, and I was, in my opinion, I thought it was something on the border. But I didn't see that he would step down. I don't know. I think it's a surprise. I really do.